Good evening and welcome to the Vernon Township Supervisors monthly meeting for March 6, 2025. Before we have our standard prayer and salute to the flag, the Board of Supervisors would like to take a moment to remember a former supervisor. Bruce Lawyer passed away on February 28th. He served the township as a township supervisor for 6 years, and prior to that served on the Vernon Township Planning Commission for 12 years. We would like to take a moment of silence in honor of Bruce and his service to the township. Our thoughts are with his family. We'll now have a prayer and salute to the flag. Heavenly Father, we come to you today asking for your guidance, wisdom, and support as we begin this meeting. Help us engage in meaningful discussion, allow us to grow closer as a group, and nurture the bonds of community. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, Amy?
Carnes.
Here.
Davis.
Here.
Maloney.
Here.
Stone.
Here.
Snyder.
Here.
Okay. Is there any citizen comment this evening? Thank you. Approval of the minutes for the February 6, 2025 supervisor meeting. Motion to approve. So moved. Motion.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any discussion?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, passed. Finances, motion to direct treasurer to issue check for the approved vouchers due for payment.
Motion.
Have a motion?
Second.
Second. Any discussion? Anyone opposed? Passed. Motion to ratify the payroll for the employees from January 26, 2025 through February 22nd and supervisor's pay.
Motion.
Motion. Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any discussion? Anyone opposed? Thank you. That brings us around to road report. Joel Stone, Township Roadmaster.
Good evening, Supervisors. Road report for March 6, 2025. We've been stacking salt and anti-skid, plowed, salted, and sanded as needed. We've been maintaining the crosswalks up at the roundabout. We have a lot of people that are walking now, so once we knew that was happening, we tried to maintain those. We've installed some no parking signs in various locations. We were out filling berms around where the mailman has been in and out on the nicer weather. We also filled holes in the gravel roads at the same time. And one night we ended up providing backup power for the traffic light at Walmart. We had to take a generator up there. Roach Park and Lincoln Ave, we continued to remove the garbage and check around the areas to make sure things are picked up till the cleaning service is back on. Equipment-wise, Truck 20 is still up at 5-Star International, and Truck 15 is still at Lakeview Ford. The other equipment, we've been trying to keep up with cleaning it and maintaining it as we've had time in between snowflakes. Also, we have cleanup day coming up May 3rd, so as the weather's conducive and you can get out and get some of your stuff gathered up and figure out what you want to bring in to cleanup day, start doing that, because that's one of the things that we hear all the time, that cleanup day's early and people don't have time to think about what they need to do. Well, on these nice 60-degree days, it's a good day to, or a good time to look at some of that. And lastly is, the weather conditions change every minute. You know, we go from 58 degrees to below freezing overnight. So be prepared. Road conditions are changing all the time. You know, you're going to find drifting snow and ice spots and things like that. So drive accordingly. That's all I have, Supervisor.
Thank you, Joel. Any questions for Joel? Okay, admin zoning report, Robert Horvat, manager.
Yeah, I think under finances, I think we missed the motion to approve the treasurer. I think we got the motion in the second, but I'm not sure if Amy got the all in favor, so I think we need to make that vote.
We didn't approve it. We didn't have
We
any,
didn't do
we
that?
didn't have any opposition, but we didn't approve it.
Oh, okay. You know, I thought it didn't go. Okay, so we have a motion and second for the treasurer's checks. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay. Thank you, Rob.
Yep, no problem.
You're up.
Well, February was a busy and productive month in the township. McGill Power and Bell and Associates began the work on the 2024 township audit. They've completed all their on-site work, and we shall be receiving the completed audit soon. Elsewhere, Joel and myself have begun to prepare for our 2025 summer road improvement projects. With our first real winter in a few years, the roads are definitely coming out of winter a little worse than they went into it. However, we do feel that the overall condition of the road system is still pretty good. We plan to address a few areas that need additional maintenance due to the winter, along with our pre-planned projects, should keep the road system fairly healthy. Also on the winter topic, I'm optimistic that it should be ending soon. Two township summertime staples will be opening this month with Eddie's and Hank's, so it must be near. And I'd like to remind residents that if they'd like to reserve a shelter at Roach Park for this summer to call in, the dates are starting to fill up a little bit, so if you want to have a picnic over at Roach Park, call in and reserve your shelter. Staff continues to work with PCE to assist in a PennVest application for the pump replacement project for the Vernon Township Water Authority. The pre-application meeting went well, and it seems like this project will be likely eligible for a PennVest loan or grant. As you recall, as we've previously discussed, we'll need to extend the term of the authority for another 50 years as part of this. I can say the Water Authority is working with that, working to do that with their solicitor. And once they provide us with the formal request and documentation, we can move forward with that. So look for that in the next month or two. And finally, I would just like to offer my condolences to the Lyer family with the passing of Bruce. He was a supervisor here when I first started and got appointed to the board as a supervisor, so I worked with him for a few years. He always had great insight and concern for the township and its residents. And after he was off the board, he would continue to keep in touch with township happenings and would stop in and call or offer his thoughts. He'll be missed.
Thank you, Rob. Any questions for Rob? Next, police report. Chief Stefanucci, Meadville Police Department.
Good evening. February 2005, the police department responded to 316 calls for service in the township. We had 13 reportable traffic accidents. Officers conducted 111 traffic stops, issuing 45 citations in 66 mornings. We also made 10 criminal arrests during the month of February. Things are going well. I'd like to remind people, as the weather does get nice and we see a little more sun around, don't forget your sunglasses. As the sun rises and sets, we've had numerous accidents at those times involving other vehicles and pedestrians, so they need to keep an eye out. People are going to be out on the roads, walking, riding bikes. You're just not used to it all winter long, then they're back out. They need to be recognized of.
Any questions for Chief? Thank you, Chief. Engineers report, Ashley Porter, Township Engineer.
Thank you, and good evening. I'd like to report on the activity of the township over the last several months. The work for Seco Vacuum continues at the northern end of the Crawford Business Park. We just awarded $1.6 million worth of work that'll begin here shortly and continue through the summer. That project will involve a couple $1 million more worth of work, so around $4 million worth of improvements for Seco Vacuum at Crawford Business Park in Vernon Township. The Starbucks at Vernon Place is out to bid currently. Bids are to be awarded at the end of the month, and the doors are to be open at the end of June. So you'll be able to get Starbucks at the top of the hill here. We've also been working with a number of other development potentials along the corridor, so we expect that the summer will be another busy summer. That's all I have.
Great. Thank you, Ashley. Any questions for the engineer? Solicitor report, give that, Rob, or?
There's really nothing to report. He's been doing a good job of keeping us all out of trouble, so we're good.
Very good. All righty. Brings us around to new business. Motion to approve resolution 2025-8, the Crawford County, or the County Hazard Mitigation Plan.
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion from Fritz. Second. Motion and second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passed, thank you. There's no old business. Brings us up to our upcoming meetings. Will be April 3rd, 2025. Will be the Vernon Township Supervisors Work Session at 6:30. Then April 3rd, 2025, following the work session will be the Vernon Township regular meeting at 7:30. So with that, supervisor's comment, we'll start with Dave and Fritz. How about you, Dave?
Yeah, thanks, Don. Hey, I just wanted to say a couple things about Bruce Lowyer, who is a really good friend of mine, and actually county supervisor, planning commission member. But whoever says your vote doesn't count doesn't know about the election between Bruce Lowyer and Barry Wagner. Because when it was all said and done, they each had the same amount of votes. I can't remember what it was, but let's just say it was 160 to 160. And they had to go down and pull a number out of a hat, and Bruce pulled the one out of the hat and won the election. And I will, and one last thing I want to say about Bruce is the flowers at the roundabout this summer. Bruce came to me and said, Dave, can't we do something about the roundabout? The one in Sagertown is so nice. I went to Robbie and said, come on, Robbie, we got to make it look a lot nicer. And sure enough, it looks beautiful. And Bruce Lawyer is one of the reasons why it does. So Bruce, God bless you. Rest in peace. Good night. That's all I have.
Thank you, Dave. Fritz?
Yes, I'd like to also kind of comment there on Bruce also. Joyce and I would like to send out our thoughts and condolences to Barb and her family. Barb I kind of known for years from high school and such. Bruce I'd never met before. But 9 years ago, Bruce and Dawn, they were on the selection committee to fill the vacancy. I think it was Robbie's term when he became zoning manager. And Bruce and Dawn, I think they interviewed 5 or 6 people, and somehow I got picked. And that's 9 years ago, and I'm still there, and I owe a lot to Bruce and Dawn for the chance to represent Vernon Township. And I got to know Bruce over that period of time. We always said we were going to go golfing, and we never got out together. He had health issues or injuries, and I had injuries with my knee and things, and I regret that I didn't get to talk to him on the golf course, because that's a good spot to really get to know somebody. But the township lost a good guy, because Bruce, every time I'd see him at the fire hall, he'd always have a comment about Vernon, something good, mostly all good. And just gonna miss the guy. And Barb again, Joyce and I, we we'll be seeing you here when we get back into Meadville. Very sorry. That's all.
Thank you, Fritz. John?
I don't have any comments.
Okay, Scott?
The weather's changing and motorcycles are out, so look twice. They're out. You're not looking for them, but they are on the roads.
I saw one
Be
the other
careful.
day. So, yeah, I would just like to give my condolences to the Lawyer family. I also served with Bruce. And in my time at the township, I've seen quite a few supervisors come and go, and he was definitely one of the good ones. So, it's like the chief said, watch out for the sun there. Unfortunately, that was cause for a couple accidents recently, and so get those sunglasses out, not just for the summer. But with that, I'd like to have a motion for adjournment. So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Meeting adjourned.